Alright, so we are doing a cover, basically my live reactions to reading this new bill here, 7521, Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, which people have been saying is basically out to get TikTok. So, let me get ready, get in my reading position. Protect the national security of the United States from the threat posed by foreign adversary controlled applications such as TikTok and any successor application or service, and any other application or service developed or provided by ByteDance Ltd. Or an entity under the control of ByteDance Ltd. So basically, they're just out to get ByteDance and TikTok. Now, so this is just like prohibition. I probably don't really give a shit. What I want to see. Okay, it looks like this is actually the entire thing here. I want to see if there's anything about what's it called? Who or what data they collect. If that makes any sense. What's it? Brain's filling a blank. Let's hear. Data? Let's see here. For the date on which a prohibition under subsection A applies to a foreign adversary controlled by application, the entity that owns or controls such application shall provide, upon request by a user of such application with the land or maritime borders of the United States, such user all the available data related to the account of such user with respect to such application. Such data shall be provided in a machine-readable format, shall include any data maintained by such application with respect to the account of such user, including content, including posts, photos, and videos, and all other account information. So, okay, so basically what this is saying, if my brain's working properly, which this is just a quick video after all, they just want all of China's data, right? They just want all of TikTok's data, all ByteDance data, which quite understandable. The glowies do seem to want, that huge gold mine data. Let's see here. Civil penalties. Foreign adversary controlled application violations. Oh boy, this is juicy. An entity that violates subsection A shall be subject to pay a civil penalty, an amount not to exceed the amount that results from multiplying $5,000 by the number of users within the land or maritime borders of the United States determined to have access, maintained, or updated foreign adversary controlled application as a result of such violation. So basically, whoever TikTok has like half the U.S. population on its platform, basically just times that by 5,000. The U.S. is want that in like a tax essentially. Data and information violations. An entity that violates subsection B shall be subject to pay a civil penalty, an amount not to exceed the amount that results by multiplying 500 by the number of users. Okay, so what is subsection B? You see, let's see here. Let's find that. I'm just gonna do Control F for B. That did not help. I want to assume this is it. Before the date, the entity that owns or controls such application. Yes. So basically, give the United States all of your data. Seems pretty interesting. Basically, they want all the China's data, right? They want China's data on TikTok. Let's see. 180 days after the date. Okay. Controlled by foreign adversary. Okay, so they actually do provide definitions, which this is obviously a legal document. But yeah, they're just going after ByteDance. A website, desktop application, mobile application, blah 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 blah. Operated directly, indirectly through a parent company such as this. Internet hosting service. Yeah, these are just definitions. I don't really care about definitions. I want the juicy stuff. Could be unlawful for an entity to distribute, maintain, or update, or enable the distribution, maintenance, or updating of a foreign adversary controlled by application by carrying out within the land or maritime borders of the United States following any of this. Providing services to distribute, maintain, or update foreign application. Source code. So basically, just no TikTok, right? And we already read that. Already read that. Already read that. I probably should have just started reading this in order. I just want to pick out the good stuff, We already got to that. Well, all right, let's see. What else I'm mainly interested in is who gets this. So like unless unlaw. Okay, so we got one hit there. There's none. All right, let's hear. Legal. One. So, based off of my quick skimming of this, oh wait, hold up. Source code. The term source code means the combination of text and other characters compromising the content, both viewable, non-viewer software. Damn. By an entity identified in clause I, or I, which I do want to read. So, permits a user to create an account, has more than 1 million active users. and enables one or more users to generate, distribute content. Oh boy. So, based off of what I just read there, they want, wherever my attention span is really attacking me right now. Here you are. Foreign adversary, which I do actually now want to know the definition of that, which foreign adversary means a website, desktop, or blah 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 by any of. Okay, so just ByteDance, TikTok. Yeah. So where's the definitions? I want to know what their idea of a foreign adversary is, because you see, what I'm mainly thinking of right now is if it's just like all foreign adversaries, like anything that's in China is gonna get thrown out the window, right? But if it's just China, or sorry, no, just ByteDance and TikTok, then you already know what the government's after. It's just after that huge wealth of data. So term controlled by foreign adversary. Cool. I don't care. Okay. I want the definition. Tell me what you think a foreign adversary is. Okay, here you are. The term foreign adversary country means a country specified in section whatever that is, Title 10 United States Code, which, hold up. So I'm just going to see if that appears anywhere else in here. 4872. We got one there. Yeah, so we're going to look that up. Search. Let's give this a looky-loo. We do want it from official government sources, so I guess we can just do congress.gov. Doesn't look like they got anything. I'm just going to click the first link. It's edu, so let's pretend to trust it, right? So basically, foreign nations. The procurement. This is not telling me what the hell. Okay, is this it? Covered nation? Okay, so basically, North Korea, China, Russia, and Islam/Iran. Okay, I do want to make sure though. So covered nation, yes. Okay, so based off of what this is saying, any software or any of that stuff that comes out of these places, kind of screwed. You know, like of course you can already tell they're targeting China mainly with like the references to TikTok and ByteDance, but they're definitely going. They're just going after that. They also want to be able to extend to these in the future, just to get all their bases covered. So here are my thoughts on this after you guys just watched, me just reading this for, the last 11 minutes, whatever it is. In fact, I actually already have a list of points. So what happens if TikTok does actually get banned? Well, honestly, after reading this, I don't really care. You can already tell that this act is actually quite shit. I wouldn't, as somebody who doesn't like data collection in general, this is just stupid. You already know what they're going to do with that data. But on another level, I am an advocate for privacy. If I do want to use like some form of media providing service, I do want that data to stay in the US at least. But honestly, best case scenario, just nobody can have my data. That's what I want, right? And hey, if you're being anonymous, then why should I care if Chinese people have my data? Because now that I think about it, it's up to the American to decide what they want, like who they want their data to be seen by. So you could theoretically see this as a violation of, just freedom. Just like so another thing I do want to cover, my, I guess, political nature, at least for laws and stuff. Anything that gives American people more freedoms, I'm all for. Anything that limits, restricts, or takes away American freedoms, I'm against. Basically, make that clear as day. Anyhow, this falls into like that gray area where it's like more of a privacy concern. It's not necessarily limiting a freedom. It's actually, now we could view this under another light. It is limiting the freedom of an external company. So not necessarily the Americans, because so in that case maybe not. Maybe it's not a freedom of expression limited. So in that case I'd be for this. But on the other hand, I think people have the right to use whatever the hell they want. Don't go and ban the shit, because that's one thing. All the more educated people know that TikTok's just like the contamination area, or basically it's containing all this cringe into one platform. Think about what's going to happen if that does, I think it already did get passed in the law. Think about what happens if TikTok does get banned for a while. All those people are going to move to YouTube. They're all going to move to YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and all this other garbage that people use. And it's going to leach into these smelly platforms, which I don't like. I personally don't like TikTok at all. So I don't really care what happens to it, but what I do care about is, American freedoms. Because what's a better way to put it? Americans should be free, right? Free to do whatever the hell they want. However, it's up to the individual to educate themselves on what the hell is stupid or not stupid, right? So, based off of what I read here, they're just definitely gonna steal data from TikTok. If they, I didn't see anything about selling actually. I do want to look that up. Selling, buy, purchase, acquire, nothing. So there's nothing about that. So the only way they're gonna get around this is by selling to a U.S. company, which could be Facebook, Instagram, whatever, whoever runs the media nowadays. So yeah, this is actually quite interesting, and I'm actually glad I did do a little extra digging to figure out what you know people or like what this law or bill or whatever the hell it's called is going after. Now let's hear what else do I get on my notes here. So yeah, that TikTok definitely is getting banned because the U.S. wants a piece of that data pie, and then I already went into detail about so what if your data's stored in China? The Chinese going to look at your data, or the Americans going to look at your data. It's basically choose the less of the evils. In my opinion, just don't store your data with them. It's that easy. Or actually, it's not easy at all. But anyways, and yeah, it's up to the user to educate themselves about the pros and cons of using whatever site they use. And then, I guess, here's an idea. So let's say people think TikTok should still exist. I personally think it should still exist just to keep the shit out of my platforms, right? The platforms I use. I don't like that sewage leaking out, How would you get, the United States to appeal this? Well, vote for it. We are Americans. Just vote for it. I think TikTok put up a little warning or whatever. In fact, I'm going to look that up. TikTok warning about ban. There. This is definitely going to post something. Let's see here. No, I don't see anything. This is just a bunch of garbage images. I don't really. TikTok warning about freedom? Let's try that. No. Basically, so yeah. One way is I know I saw the warning somewhere though. Basically, they said call whatever the place is and complain about it. You could just boycott TikTok until they stop collecting user data. That's one way. Oh, actually, now I think about it, that's a stupid point. I don't know why I wrote that down. Because boycotting TikTok, well, that's a good thing because now Chinese people or the United States, if China sells TikTok to the United States, in that case, nobody would get your data. Perfect, awesome. However, boycotting TikTok won't get the United States to appeal this, considering this affects hopefully more than TikTok, because I don't feel like reading all this. Since they seem to be targeting TikTok, they just want that. So, yeah. Basically, I guess the only real way to do this is just vote to keep TikTok. However, though, let's see. There's a lot of negative things TikTok has been doing, which, I mean, you all are probably familiar with, attention spans and all this other garbage that basically all that shit's affecting us more than it is affecting China, which that's also kind of anyways. Now, so America, like I was mentioning, America's the land of the free, supports laws. Basically, you want to support laws that give more freedoms to the individual. Don't support laws that limit, control, ban existing freedoms. That's kind of all I really have to say about this. I am technically talking way over my head right now because I don't, spend my afternoons typically reading over these documents. I just think it'd make a nice, interesting video idea. What do you guys think? I'll link this in the video description.